திரிகிறேன். ஏன் 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 இந்த சோதனை, ஏன் 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 உன்னை சந்தித்தேன், ஏன் 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 இந்த சோதனை, ஏன் 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 உன்னை சந்தித்தேன்.
I was told to actually start this interview with "Let's go."
Let's go. So if I'm going to get cancelled because of that song, maybe that's how it's supposed to end. Navz46, Navz48. It actually sounds cooler because of AK-47. If you see, that's my vision board. And in my vision board, like I have AR Rahman-backed face, Santhosh Narayanan. I have all the things that I want to accomplish.
Why Navz47?
So my name is Navini, and my brother-in-law, he gives people nickname. So he's like, Navini is too long, I'm going to start calling you Navz. 47, because I'm number 4 and 7. Also, I would associate my verses to AK-47, as powerful as the AK-47 gun. So Navz47, AK-47.
Tell me your first experience of coming to Chennai.
I feel like Tamil Nadu is my second home, because my first home doesn't really give me, I guess the freedom to act the way I want to. But when I go to Tamil Nadu, like I am just like the locals. I wear puttu, I wear like literally saris, and I wear like Punjabi, and I just walk around. I love it. I got fired from my job. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go and shoot a music video. And my parents were so fed up with me. They were like, go do whatever you want. Ken Royson, I met him through Ben Human, the artist Ben Human. And I with him, I'm like, listen, Ken, this is my situation. And I went and stitched the outfits. And the 4 background dancers were all his friends. We practiced on the street. We practiced in front of, I think, Marina Beach. I released the song without any proper marketing strategy or anything like that. கருப்பா இருந்தா நீ என்ன காளையா, அவித்து விட்டா தெரியுதும் வெறும் கோளையா, சந்து பொந்து எல்லாம் பூந்து வெடிய போடுவோம், விடிஞ்சா அம்மா கிட்ட காசு வாங்கி தண்ணிய போடுவோம். So when that blew up, it opened many doors for me, and Maja reached out to me, and I'm working with them for my album Neoli. Everything just started to happen on its own, just because I made one conscious decision to shoot a music video. While I was recording in the studio, he was really pushing me. He's like, in the Patasa song, you gave this kind of attitude, do the same thing. So he did his homework too, to know what kind of artist I am. That's the type of people that you want to surround yourself with, right? Like humble, like, very down to earth, kind people.
There are a lot of requests on social media asking for Arivu and you to work together. And I think we will be looking forward to something like that soon.
Hopefully. Huge shout out to Arivu though. Like I'm a huge fan of his lyrics, and one day I'm hoping to work with him. And this is the closest, I guess, to work with him during COVID time. So I took that as a blessing. And
I read I heard in an interview that you said one of your biggest life goals was to meet AR Rahman. And now you work with AR Rahman's company, Maja. Have you met the master?
No, I haven't met him yet. But a few years back, he did look at my Instagram stories. And that moment, I was like, you know what? Even if I do a song with him or meet him, he knows I exist. So I can literally die peacefully now. I grew up listening to his music. I grew up watching half of the people that I work with, Hip Hop Tamla and Santhosh Narayanan. All these people I looked up to, and I never ever once thought that I would meet them, work with them.
So how would you describe yourself? A singer, rapper, songwriter, an influencer?
And before I did mention that I want to be identified as a rapper, but now that like I go deep into my art, like sometimes I write poems, sometimes I like to say spoken words, and sometimes I just want to sing. So I decided that I'm just going to call myself an artist.
Who's your favorite Tamil singer?
Someone telling me that like my poems are really easy to understand too. And I think that's the biggest compliment that I've received, because I look up to Kannadasan. I cannot, like, he talks about his issues with his brother, with his girlfriend, you know, with his like kudipalakam, whatever it is. This man was so honest. And when you read his poems, you understand his lifestyle.
What is your songwriting process like?
I don't have a structure as to like I have to listen to the beat first and then I will start writing, or I write first and then I fix it to a beat. Like it's just very free. Like wherever my soul takes me, like I go. I start visualizing things, and then stuff that happened to me or a recent incident that happened to someone that they shared with me, it would just start popping up like images in front of me, and then I would start writing.
Tell us about your first song.
So we came to Canada, specifically to Montreal, with my mom and my siblings. So I have an older sister, younger brother, and younger sister. So when I was 15, I had this dream about this little girl named Malli. And she is from Sri Lanka, Jaffna. And she was narrating her life story. Like even in my dream, I was so confused because she was taking me to that alley, this alley. She was introducing me to people. And when I woke up, I was like, I have to write this down. நான் ஸ்ரீலங்கா போன நேத்து ராத்திரி நான் கண்டதெல்லாம் ஒரு சின்ன கனவு மாதிரி ஒரு சின்ன பிள்ளை ரோட்டுல விளையாடுது ஏன் கரக்கண்டு பின்னால ஓடி வருகுது ஒரு சின்ன பிள்ளை ரோட்டுல விளையாடுது ஏன் கரக்கண்டு பின்னால ஓடி வருகுது உடம்புல எண்ணி பார்த்தா ஒரே ஒரு துணி ஆனா வாய் முழுக்க முத்துமணி அவ கிட்ட போய் அவ பேர் என்ன என கேட்டேன் அவ சொன்னா என் பேரு மல்லி என் அம்மா சரியான ஒல்லி, and it goes like that. I've received a little bit of backlash from the crowd because I am using words like shell. I'm using like stuff that happened back home, and I'm also dancing and performing. So people were like literally some of them were offended. That's how I started. So if I'm going to get canceled because of that song, maybe that's how it's supposed to end. So I'm like really ready for it.
So what was your and your family's experience back home?
I was born in Colombo. So when I lived in Sri Lanka, my mom never took me to Jaffna for safety reasons. But she would tell me stories about what happened, stories about like, you know, her younger brother getting arrested because of suspicions. And she would tell me like her neighbor who got shot like 2016. That's when I first went to Jaffna and I fell in love. Like, this is home. I've written a song for the house that my family lived in. It's called Ponilam. So I'm shedding lights on the good parts of Jaffna for its beauty. Ilam, you know, it's all like correlated.
Oh, nice.
Parittai en uravugalai, pudaithai en edirkalathai, irundum naan adanga maten. Then I'm saying like illam. And then I say panai maramum selikkum idu endha ooril kedaikum. Like baai vittu sirital noi vittu pogum, thai mannil kaal padithal ularnda malarum uyir kollum.
So how was this experience when you moved to Canada, and how did you cope with it?
Yeah, when I moved to Canada, I didn't speak the language. Even their fashion sense was completely different. And I wear puttu to school every day, and I got bullied for that because my mom cooks at home. So your jackets and your clothes, like, you know, they kind of soak in that smell. So when I walk around, people were like, oh my gosh, it smells like curry. And when I go to sit at a cafeteria to eat my Tamil sapade, I would eat with my hand. And that was something that they made fun of. But I was so unbothered.
I read somewhere that you got up from a Carnatic music class because you had an objection to something that was told.
So I went to class and it was a male teacher. And when I went to Sangita classes, my hair was fully out one day. And he said, have your hair braided. Why is your hair always like out? My older sister braided my hair, very, very small. So I went to music class and my teacher was like, why is your hair braided like this? Does my hairstyle changes how I sound? You know, if I put a low bun, does that make me sound like Chitrama? And he didn't like that. So he kicked me out of the class. So I said, okay, fine. You don't want to teach me music? I don't want to learn music at all. And I'm like, thank you. Because of you, I became Navz47.
Fashion style is itself, I feel, is a tribute to your roots, a character of your own. So tell us how you communicate your music through your style.
I think my fashion sense actually came from my parents not being able to afford to buy me brand name clothes. So when we first came to Canada, my dad was working at a restaurant. We weren't from a very, very rich family. So my mom would literally take us shopping, and then she would be like, this is the budget. So I started to picking stuff from sales section, and I would pick this outfit, that outfit, whatever fits me. And then I started just dressing myself so that I can actually look good with less. So that's how it started. Even now, I shop in sales section. I still don't understand why people like my music, why people like me. And to me, it's just, I think these kind of things you don't have an answer to. I just have to keep producing music.
We are truthful, unafraid and independent because of you. Now you can help our reporting from the ground. Go to thequint.com, click Become a Member tab, choose a plan and pay. Because the truth is worth it.